With the 2025 F1 season quickly approaching, the attention on the last empty seat on the F1 grid has been increasing. Audi will take over the running of the Sauber team from 2026 onwards, and whoever secures the empty seat for next season is likely to be at the team as they embark on this exciting project. Audi is an organisation that has always found incredible success wherever they've competed in motorsport, and to be part of the team from day one means there is an opportunity to help build a top Formula 1 team. Niko Hulkenberg has already signed on with the project, but who will partner him for next season and beyond has been a subject of much speculation. However, Albon may have just confirmed who's going to get the seat, so let's check it out. The first thing you might be thinking is, what on earth does Albon have to do with the Audi F1 project? He's a Williams driver. Well, yeah, he is, but his current teammate Franco Colapinto has been very heavily linked with that free seat. The Argentinian rookie was reportedly on nobody's radar before he got given the call-up to replace Logan Sargent at Williams, or at least that's what Christian Horner said, but Williams clearly knew what they had in the F2 driver. He has made an instant impact in F1, scoring points in his second ever race where he outfought Lewis Hamilton to hold on to 8th place. Then at the next race in Singapore, Sergio Perez said he was impossible to overtake due to his incredible defending. Williams knew what he was potentially capable of before he stepped foot in an F1 car though. The Williams team principal James Vowles recently admitted to being shocked by the pace of Franco Colapinto in his FP1 outing at Silverstone in July, and revealed his pace in the simulator is equal to that of Albon. The 21-year-old Argentinian driver was picked over loan options from Mercedes of Mick Schumacher and Kimi Antonelli. It was a decision that really set Vowles apart as his own man, leading his own team, rather than a tool for Mercedes and Toto Wolff. Colapinto was, and still is I guess, a Williams Academy driver, and Williams clearly want him to drive for them in the future. In explaining Colapinto's rise to Formula 1, Vowles told the Beyond the Grid podcast, "First of all, the reason why we put him in the car? A, he's part of our academy, and I believe in investing in our academy." Vowles said that his pace during FP1 utterly astounded him, but it was his simulator performances which really convinced him that Colapinto was worth giving a go. In the simulator, he's the same pace as Alex, and it's a good simulator, so we're able to compare where we are here, but you're never quite sure if that's going to translate. So I knew he'd be quick. What I didn't expect is how quickly he's got up to speed, and I thought it would take him another few races to be there, so it would be in the Americas before he picked up. Considering Franco's instant impact so far for Williams, Vowles has been desperate to get him into an F1 seat for 2025, and that means the currently empty Sauber seat. If Colapinto can't secure that seat, then he could still return to F2 next year. Speaking of Franco's chances at an F1 seat, Vowles said, "First and foremost, he's worthy of being an F1 driver, so we'll do what we have to a certain extent, to make it work in that regard. I'm not sure where Sauber are in their decision-making, and I'm not sure where VCARB are in their decision-making. What I do know is this: take the last 12 months and tell me that you managed to predict anything of what's going to happen, because I didn't." And the point of that is, I think Franco is, if he's not directly in a seat in 2025, the best option that is available to everyone up and down the field. While the Williams team may be desperate to see Colapinto in a seat, he's far from Audi's only option. There is, of course, Valtteri Bottas, who's currently driving for the team, but he's had a pretty unimpressive season, though he hasn't been helped by Sauber's trash can of a car. There is also the F2 Championship leader, Gabriel Bortoleto, in the mix, who is a McLaren Junior driver. But before I reveal who Albon has heard is going to take the empty Sauber seat for 2025, if you enjoy our daily F1 news updates and want to support the channel, make sure to check out f1reverse.com, our new merch store. We came up with what we think are some super slick designs, and are shipping worldwide now. Right, over recent weeks, Valtteri Bottas has been touted as the favourite for the vacant Sauber seat in 2025. But despite claims he's already signed a one-year contract extension, he's knocking back those claims, saying that something long-term is still his aim. Albon has heard something very different around the paddock. Asked by motorsport.com Brazil whether the Brazilian Gabriel Bortoleto will be on the F1 2025 grid, Albon replied, "I don't know. I think it's going to be tight. I don't think there's an obvious answer. And I think Franco is also going into the mix. So from everything I saw, it sounded like it was happening, like there was a good chance. While Bortoleto will no doubt prove to be a good signing if what Alex Albon is saying is true, he is a long way from Sauber's first choice. Carlos Sainz was the driver they wanted originally, but with the top management of the Audi team getting sacked at the same time that Sainz was making his decision, the attractiveness of the project decreased. It seems now that Valtteri Bottas is still Sauber and Audi's preference, but it is the driver himself who is stopping a deal from being finalised. Bottas has been consistent in his stance of only being interested in a multi-year contract to ensure that he will remain involved for Audi F1's highly anticipated arrival in 2026, with the team believed to be reluctant to commit to him beyond the end of next season. A report by the Swiss-German publication Blick has claimed that Bottas, currently bottom of the F1 2024 drivers' standings with 0 points to his name, is causing problems for Audi F1, likely because he's pushing for a better contract with more money. It is easy to see why the team may be reluctant to offer him a longer contract. Bottas has obliterated teammate Zhou Guanyu in qualifying this season, only being bested once. But that one-lap performance hasn't produced a single points finish so far, not that Zhou has managed one either. There is a question to be considered about whether or not Zhou is a fair comparison for Valtteri. Now in his third F1 season, Zhou Guanyu has had the most unremarkable F1 career imaginable. He hasn't constantly crashed and created headlines. He's never really impressed either. He's just done clean but not very fast laps for 3 years. With Hulkenberg coming to Sauber next season, the team would have a real comparison for Bottas. If Bottas could hold his own against Hulkenberg, then Sauber might be inclined to think he can still race like he did for Mercedes. If he can't, then they'd probably prefer to have a young hotshot in the team who they could develop into a future star for them. If Bottas isn't willing to take the challenge of a one-season battle against Hulkenberg to prove that he's still a competitive F1 driver, then Audi will take the chance on a younger driver, and if what Albon says is true, then it will be Bortoleto. James Vowles admitted during the Singapore Grand Prix weekend that interest in Colapinto is rather small, implying that Audi haven't offered any kind of contract yet. If Bottas does fail to get the multi-year contract he wants, then this will likely be his final F1 season, but he has admitted that he's far from done with his motor racing career. Having made no secret of his love of Australia, Valtteri admitted that he would relish the chance to race a supercar at some point. That includes stretching to a potential wildcard berth, though such a move is difficult while he remains active in F1. Yes, if the calendar works, Bottas told Speed Cafe when asked if he was open to a supercar's wildcard. But obviously, while I'm still active in Formula 1, it's super difficult because almost every weekend is racing. There are also some commercial considerations, with potential conflicts between his role with Sauber and the brands that operate in supercars. All that kind of stuff, he agreed when asked about the complications to such a move. But let's see. Eventually, you'll see me doing a supercars race, no doubt. With Daniel Ricciardo expressing his excitement about getting into a supercar now his F1 career seems to be over, there could be a Bathurst 1000 in the future with Ricciardo and Bottas driving, and that's a tasty prospect for motorsport fans. Do you believe Albon and think that Bortoleto will get the Sauber seat, or do you think they could go for Bottas or Colapinto instead? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you want to catch some more daily F1 news, then make sure to like the video and subscribe. I'll see you next time.